How do you nail a photo?
Just gotta get in the mode. You gotta talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes. You
Okay,
gotta
so
have the eyes
can you show me a little bit of something, like to this camera? I would love to know how to do this. I just want to know.
Well,
how do you do it? Teach me something.
You can get the sexy eyes. Then you gotta get the smile. Smile going on some shoes, but.
Wait, hold up.
I gotta try this with you. When it's time to laugh,
I gotta try this with you.
Think of something funny and start laughing.
Do it again. Do it again. How do you do it? Teach me.
Sexy eyes.
The sexy eye.
Just a sexy eye right here.
Smizing?
Smile.
So you're smizing.
Smizing.
Okay.
And then you gotta get the.
No, I look like I need to take a poop or something.
I wish words were like little toy guns. No sting, no hurt, no one, just a bang, bang. Right?
Is that it?
Yeah, it's something like that. Just a bang,
Toy
bang,
guns.
rolling off your tongue.
Toy guns.
It's no smoke, no
Bang, bang.
bullets.
Water guns. All right.
Pascal, you are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings, get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis is ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up, weekdays, catch us live, somebody, let's go.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Pascal Show. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful, terrific Tuesday today. I hope it's a dope one for you guys, making it all positive, all right? Because it's a lot of people say it's Monday part 2. You know what I'm saying? Still feels like Monday. You got to shake off a little bit of that Monday to get things going and all that. But hey, there's a wonderful thing going on. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on right now today. I'm looking at the comments right now. There's a lot of stuff, apparently. A whole lot of other stuff that's going on. Like, what is this? Like, what is this that y'all, like, I got to understand what's going on. But, you know, because I'm looking at this with fresh eyes. I'm seeing some things. Shout out to Lady Justice for saying that there's some stuff going on, apparently. I don't know what's going on yet, but I will be looking into this, of course, because I'm just that.
I got something on it.
Okay, cool. I am that nosy mother lover. We will be jumping into that, of course, too, because we definitely got to go into it. But hopefully you guys are all having a wonderful and positive day, okay? Mine has been a little busy, you know, and today's going to be a shorter show than usual. I'm sorry for being late, but we had to kind of do a little bit of a briefing before we got things started. But there's a lot going on today, as you can see in the title. There's a lot of big stories going on. There's a lot of now new developing stories that are going on as well, which we will be talking with you guys here very, very shortly. So stay tuned, okay? Don't lose faith because we will be talking about these things, okay? But let me invite and bring in my fam. We got D and T in the house, David and T in the house. What's good, my fellas?
Hey man, everything's good here. Hello to everyone in chat. It's it's good. It's got a short, I got a busy day ahead of me as well. But
he's like, yeah, it's good, man. It's good we have a short day. This ain't my whole night. You know what I mean? I feel you, man.
Yeah. Thanks to Lady Justice for that. There's not much going on right now that we know right now, because this just happened 20 minutes ago. It's still ongoing.
Well, hold on. Before
right.
we jump into that, I'm trying to say good morning to everybody, and then we're gonna get into the news. But you're doing good though, David, right? Yes. Yeah. Good. T, how you doing, my brother? You doing good?
I'm good. You're
feeling good. Okay.
Ready to go.
Good. Now, the thing is that I need to find this because I want to understand what's going on here too. Real quick. All I saw was T's comment here saying, "Thanks, Lady Justice. There are reports of an active shooter at the Pentagon." Hold up, David, because I know you're chomping at the bit. I need to turn this music down and all this ish because I know you got some information. We got to get into the news. So give me uno momento, por favor. Hold on. Okay. So now I understand that there's an active shooter at the Pentagon right now. Is that correct? Are my ears deceiving me, or am I hearing this correct? Is this real? David?
Yeah, this is real. It's not clear exactly. Like I said, this just started about 20 minutes ago, so it's kind of going down still.
Okay.
The shooting itself wasn't actually within the Pentagon. It was at the metro station that is part of the Pentagon. So it's basically the metro station where the people at the Pentagon use to travel around if they go by bus or whatever. So they don't know. Like I said, it just happened, so we don't know a whole lot yet. One person was down. That's the word they're using. I don't know if that means they were injured or if they were killed or what, because they didn't say, and they just got that from 2 eyewitnesses that were at the location. It's quite possible they don't even know. So they were Pentagon workers that admitted to it, but they went under like anonymity because they're not actually allowed to talk about it, and it's happening right now though. So they're pretty active about talking about it.
So real quick, David, because I'm trying to find some stuff so we can actually see it ourselves together. You know what I mean? Where are you getting this information? How are you seeing this stuff? Because obviously, I'm just typing it into right now. I'm just trying to type it into YouTube. I haven't Googled it yet or anything, but at the same time, nothing's being said or shown here on YouTube. So where are you finding this so we can?
I just sent it over private chat, but it's a local news station, I think, for the area. It's the only one I can find really reporting on it right now. But it's a local station owned by the Associated Press in Washington, D.C.
Have mercy. Okay, give me 2 seconds, and then we can continue our conversation here. Because I think everybody needs to see this, even if it is just an article. We need everybody to see this because this is some wild-ish. Okay. So here is the article so far. Pentagon on lockdown after gunshots fired near metro station. So please continue, David, please. And
you'll notice it was just updated 5 minutes ago. When I brought up this article, it was just updated again. So obviously they're trying to keep up on this incident, but there's still a lot of information coming out. The specific location was the bus platform of the metro stop, which is part of the Pentagon Transit Center, according to the Pentagon Protection Agency. They've been tweeting. The protection agency was tweeting that this is currently under investigation. It's active. So the whole Pentagon ended up being locked down due to the police activity that came in to see what's going on. Like I said, we don't really know what the shooter is yet. It seems like there's only one shooter, but it's not positive. This is just from 2 of the eyewitnesses that ran away from the incident to, ensure their own safety while the shooting was going on. The Associated Press reported that was there, ended up hearing multiple gunshots, and that was the update that came from 5 minutes ago. is that the Associated Press reporter themselves heard the gunshots. So it's quite possible this is still going on, or maybe it ended about 5 minutes ago. We still don't know. The police are there, though, and that's why the Pentagon's locked down, as they basically try to figure out the details behind what's going on. It's not clear if the person that was down is the criminal or somebody else, but they do have that person in custody. So if it's not the criminal, they're probably getting medical treatment right now. And if it is the criminal, I suppose we'll be hearing about him soon. But either way, I would expect probably a few more hours before we hear anything, because I expect the police will brief the Pentagon before they brief the news, unless some more people kind of leak this information out, like those two that were involved in the shooting did.
This is crazy. I'm sorry. I'm trying to fix this title so that people know what we're talking about today. But it is the fact that this is easily just I'm at a loss for words. I'll just be honest. I'm completely at a loss for words. T, what are your thoughts on this situation?
I was actually looking at a live video from the Pentagon. I was trying to
Really?
put it in the chat, but
Yeah, put it in the chat, man. Put it in the chat,
Yeah.
man.
it's
Come
just
on,
oh yeah, give me a second to put it in the chat.
Yeah, you good, brother. I mean, this is all developing. This is all brand new, guys. This is all news right now, breaking on the Pascal show. So if you haven't done that yet, please do us a favor and most definitely hit that like button. You know what I'm saying? And also, please crush that subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? Because we're trying to give you guys the heat right now. And like I said, shout out to Lady Justice for finding out about this information, because this is some wild. This is some wild stuff. We can't do this stuff without the fam, so we do appreciate it. Real talk. But this is crazy.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Active shooters are always it's just bizarre events, unfortunately, and people are innocently being shot by maniacs. It sucks.
And if you live in the area right now, they just rerouted the subway system underneath DC to go to bypass the Pentagon. So it's avoiding all the stops in that location and around there right now.
Well, let me know when you send that link.
Yeah.
All right. The thing is okay. I guess I just need to understand a little bit more. And I understand that you might be repeating yourself again, but I know that there's some more people starting to file in and everything. So it is near the metro station. It's not actually on Pentagon grounds, but it's nearby, right? And then they don't have any identity, or they have not identified the shooter. The shooter's still active right now, correct?
Yes, and I'm looking at a zoomed in of it right now, but the Pentagon and the subway station is actually let's see. So the metro station is just outside of the Pentagon, just maybe not even a quarter mile to the southeast. It looks like it's not part of the building, but it's it's on the neighborhood. There's no road separating it or anything from the actual main Pentagon, but it's not inside the actual, five-sided building itself. It's just outside of it.
And so one person is down, quote unquote, shot. There's been one victim so far.
Yep.
And that shooter is still active right now as we speak, correct?
They think so, yes.
Okay. So T, have you sent me the link? Or have you sent us the link?
No, it disappeared. The one I had that was streaming live was not there anymon.
Where were you watching this on? Twitter, TikTok?
No, it was on a random news site, KHON2, but then it was gone. Yeah.
Let me see what's up. We're doing some live stuff. KHON.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Pentagon made him pull it until the thing is over, or the police.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either. They say officer down, several injured in reported active. Hold up, guys. I'm gonna have to share this here in a second. Now, wait a second. Is this the same? Is this the same dang thing? No, completely different article. All right. Good to know. Yeah, I'm gonna share this here in a second, but I want to see this for myself. KHON, this is not a video. This is just an article. They're saying in their article or their title, they're saying several injured in reported active shooter incident outside Pentagon. So they're saying, Arlington Fire and Rescue Department reported an active shooter outside the Pentagon. Officials report several injuries. Now, that's all they say. That's all there. That's all there is on KHON's article. Now, let me just see. Shooting.
I just sent you a thing over private chat. It's a map. It's just the coordinates to the map. You have to copy and paste it. You can't click on it. And it'll show everyone exactly how close the metro station is. If you go back to that picture, in fact, it looks like it's basically just across the parking lot, the original picture, but you can get a good view from the Google Maps I just sent as well.
Hold on one second. Okay.
You might just have to zoom in a tiny bit to see the actual shape of the Pentagon.
This is some wild stuff, y'all. Hold on, I'm trying to get it. Yeah, it's only letting me zoom in so much.
It's
only letting me zoom in so much. Hold on. Got to do many things here to see things. It's kind of a pain in the butt, but it's all good. All right. So this is as zoomed in as it can get. So go ahead.
So you can see the shape of the Pentagon. It's the 5-sided thing, and the main station that everyone was at is the one just southeast of it, right where it kind of says Pentagon Station Bay, U.S. That's part of the main bus station. So it's very close. It's less than a quarter mile, probably even less than that. Like I said.
Yeah, I mean, it's nearby. It's near enough for anyone to sit there and go, okay. Anybody at the Pentagon to sit there and go, okay, we need to shut things down. And then the fact that they're saying that there are several people injured says a lot too. Well, that's what the KHON article is reporting. We don't know what is true. We don't know what is factual. We don't know what is the actual truth right now, because obviously they're probably trying to keep everything on the low because it is the Pentagon, and they don't want people to get any new ideas or any fresh ideas. But as we know right now, there is an active shooting going on. There's an active shooter going on right now as we speak near the Pentagon. And the Pentagon, because of this, has locked down, has shut down their doors, has commenced a lockdown because of this active shooter that's on or near the Pentagon grounds. Just so you guys know. What were you going to say, David?
So it looks like they just evacuated the Baskin Robbins, the ice cream store that's on the southeast. It's inside of the Pentagon.
Now
it's
the ice
actually
cream?
in the Pentagon. Yeah. So
Damn.
the ice cream shop is in the Pentagon. They just closed it, so I assume they're moving those people out as well. So the official reason for the Pentagon closing, according to the Protection Service, is it's due to the police activity and not the shooting itself. At least that's what they've said. So I'm not really sure. I don't think the Pentagon itself is in danger from the way they're talking about it, but it is possible. But either way, it looks like it's more precautionary, kind of like you were saying. I don't think the Pentagon itself seems to be the target. It's something at that metro station. Either a worker was targeted or there was just a personal dispute of some kind. I'm sure we'll find out soon, but I can only guess for now.
Yeah, this is crazy. To me, this is insane. Just saying that out loud. And of course, we don't know of everything right now, but at least what we know so far is that there have been people. What they're saying is people have been injured during this shooting and it could be something that's completely unrelated to the Pentagon. It could literally just be in its own independent, separate incident that's going on right now. So we don't know everything as of right now, but I'm trying to look just to see if there's anything going on, because this is so odd to me that there wouldn't be any sort of information other than what we have given you guys so far. Where I feel like we're completely, I'm looking things up right now, and I feel like we're completely in the we're in the dark right now.
I have video.
Oh, okay. Send the link,
So,
bro.
yeah, so give me 1 second.
Send that link. Let's go.
All right, here we go. It's in the chat.
You sent it in the private chat?
No, in the YouTube.
Oh, no. I need it.
Oh, I got you. Here you go.
Send it to me. Okay.
Here you go.
Thank you. All right. Let me get this thing all set up and going, and then we can take a look at this, because this is obviously new information. Okay. Oh, it is live. This is live. Okay. 1 second, guys, because I need to do my stuff here. Move things around. And then you guys can see this live feed that we are going to be looking at together. But like I said, this is all breaking. This is all breaking right now as we speak, guys. So this is live coverage of what's going down. I'm going to scroll back just a little bit. I'm sure there's a little bit more information here in back here. Let's take a listen. So I'm going to scrub through a little bit.
However,
There we go.
After all,
There we go.
I lost you there a little bit at the end. So the helicopter is circling. I'm not entirely sure it's going to be landing after all. I thought I had heard a request for the U.S. Park Police helicopter Eagle on the way in. However, given the proximity to the hospitals from here, it's sometimes just easier to load and go than it is to wait for a helicopter to come in. So what I think I started to mistake this as being preparation for a landing zone. I'm now believing this is just staging, that these are additional medics and fire trucks ready in case they find more people injured, or heaven forbid somebody else gets injured in the future. This is just staging for this incident. As we're continuing here, the focus now is definitely on that end of the platform. The north end is where all the activity is. The south end here has quieted down quite a bit. It looks as though that is where the incident commander is briefing people on what's going on and what they should be looking for. I believe on the way in, he indicated that he was 100 yards away from the scene, so that would make sense that he would be there while the scene is up this way. So we have medics on standby still. Arlington, Alexandria, Fairfax, fire trucks from all three. The helicopter is circling on the north side of the Pentagon. So that's him right there. That is the Fairfax police helicopter, who is currently circling on the north side of the Pentagon.
Now, what I want to know real quick, I'm muting it because he's just talking about like extra details and everything. But what I want to know is has the shooter been detained, or has the shooter been shot? Is the shooter still active? How many people have been shot? If they know of any reports, because they say several. A second ago, they said we only heard about one. Now it's turned into several. So it's like, what are the facts here? But let's see if he says anything.
Looks like the police are set up in a car down, but they don't have it doesn't look like anyone's out. like on foot looking for anyone
No.
or like heavily armed. So I'm thinking they already caught him and they just haven't told us yet, or maybe he's the one that's down. Because they don't look concerned whatsoever, and they have the entire place surrounded.
I know
with
they're
more
kind
police
of
cars.
they're kind of nonchalantly just chilling, but yeah. Let's see if this guy says anything else. I'm gonna scroll back a little bit more. I'm just seeing if he
Scene. Not that we've heard any gunshots while I've been here, but they are not considering it secured. I can say that much. I know that there's concern that the metro trains have still been running through the tunnels.
Okay, so this is 15 minutes into the thing, and I mean, obviously, this is like 15 minutes past. All right, right now, so far, they're not saying he's not. It sounds like this guy's still active. Hold up, I'm rolling this back.
As you can see, everybody has their arms out and are prepared for whatever is going on.
Present. He's talking about present. Like he's not saying past tense. He's saying present tense. And this is 15 minutes ago. Unless within the last 15 minutes, somebody was detained within this live. But I want to scroll back just a tiny bit more so we get all the full context.
6 have been called to the scene, trains and the buses. The call went out for a shooting on the buses platform, and there goes a medic right now. My understanding, so I'm going to report what I see and what I know.
Okay.
And what I see is
Speak on it.
Medics have been called to the scene. Arlington County Police have been called to the scene. There are lots of police here. The whole area is blocked off, as you can see. Everybody has their arms out and are prepared for whatever is going on. Once again, listening to the scanner, I have some information to look for, and I can say that they are still treating this as an active scene. Not that we've heard any gunshots while I've been here, but they are not considering it secured. I can say that much.
But would they consider it secure even after they took or detained the shooter as well? Wouldn't they say, no, this place is still hot because we still don't know. We don't know the full scope of everything yet. We haven't done our full investigation. People are going to be in here. There could be 2 active shooters in here that we don't know about, etc. I mean, I'm just saying that out loud. There's a lot of possibilities in here, but let's continue this. But this does, like I said, we don't know everything, and maybe that's what the Pentagon wants. You know what I mean? Maybe that's what, that's what the man wants. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue.
I know that there is concern that the metro trains have still been running through the tunnels, but they're at this time not saying exactly who or what they're looking for. We do know there are multiple injuries and transports going on at this time.
Bruh, this is insane.
And my understanding is we may have a helicopter coming in at some point. I know they asked for the Park Police Eagle, which may explain why some of these fire trucks are coming around the way that they're coming.
Okay, so real quick, because obviously, unfortunately, we gotta keep things moving unless something else is developing here, unless there's more news developing here. But what we know so far is that they could have the guy, the shooter, or they might not have the shooter. They're bringing out the dogs. They're doing all kinds of stuff, and this is now 17 minutes ago. This report. Now, anything's possible. The news could have changed by now, which of course we're going to scroll up a little bit more here. I'm going to go up to more like present time. But from what we have right now, this is what we got. There are multiple people who have been shot. That's what they say, or at least this is what this reporter is saying. But we can't fully trust the reporter because, he's hearing certain things. This is all hearsay. So allegedly, there have been multiple people who have been shot. Yeah, David was right. I mean, as far as when you see the people that are walking around, the first responders, cops, etc., they're all just kind of chilling. So we don't even know if they've detained anybody or not. But they're pulling out the helicopter though too, and the helicopter is starting to do its rounds too. And I don't know if this is just a safety precaution that they do around here, just to make sure that there hasn't been another active shooter running around, maybe, but we don't know the full scope of it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll up all the way up to the live part, all right, and see if there's any more information being said from this particular reporter, okay?
To the investigatory portion.
Let me scroll back.
It's a big indicator of the significance of today's events, if nothing else, and just seeing how that they're reacting to our presence. Otherwise, like I say, we've got the fire department is going into staging mode. When fire departments go into staging mode on a big scene like this, that is a strong indicator that you've now gone ahead and gone from the active to the investigatory portion. Not saying that that's absolutely true. There might be something a little more active somewhere else. I don't know. But here, we're falling back into standby investigative. Our helicopter is still circling the area. They've now moved a little further down. And that being the case, that tells me that they're just looking, but they don't have anything in particular that they are looking for that I'm aware of. So that is really our scene setter here for the moment.
Okay. So I think, what David said, the assumptions are right. I think right now we don't know. They don't have everything. They're still doing their due diligence. They're doing their investigative work, looking into the situation, seeing what's really going down, and seeing if there's any other people still around. And those people that are still, or like an active shooter still around. And of course, they're not going to give us everything, not until they actually either detain that person or investigate into that person on why that person did the shooting nearby. If the plan was to go into Pentagon grounds or not, like I said, this could be a completely separate incident from what we're seeing, like what we're thinking. It could just be some lunatic, some crazed man or person just wanting to shoot people. So we don't know everything yet. But David, what were you going to say, my brother?
Yeah, I don't think this is the case or would have happened by now. But what they're probably looking for is a secondary shooter, and I'm sure those bomb dogs are there because it's a common ambush tactic, not just in war but in terrorism. To you have a shooting, so everyone evacuates the building and gathers at one location, and then they set off a bomb or have a second shooter set up there, and that's probably what they're looking for right now. But like I said, they seem pretty relaxed. They don't have a police helicopter there, or military helicopter, which kind of makes me think they're not worried about a sniper or anything. This is just a Rangers helicopter. This is more for search and rescue than. I mean, they're park rangers. They're not there for any law enforcement purposes, especially at the Pentagon. My guess is that they're just there to evacuate anybody. Search and rescue is a big part of the Rangers, and medevac is part of that as well. If they had a helicopter somebody out that was injured, so that's probably why that helicopter was there. And I'm sure they are looking for, like I said, a secondary shooter. If I recall correctly, the Pentagon has active snipers at all times near the top. So at this point, they're probably just trying to make sure everything is safe, and it does look like it's safe right now. But you never know for sure. That's why they're checking. But yeah, I think it's probably over by now, and they're just being extra safe to make sure they don't miss anything important. Or, there's always a possibility there was a second shooter with the original one, and they don't know who it is. He's hiding or something. But to me, it looks like the situation's winding down, and it looks like it's under control. It's hard to be for sure, but that's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, It looks like everything's under control, in my personal opinion, too. T, what are your thoughts, man?
It's just another day of, nonsense in America. Seems like we've been going through so much nonstop incidents. It's just so sad to see. we try not to be numb to it, but these will happen so often. That people are just committing violent acts in public, and it's always tragic. And I don't know what kind of reform can happen to stop these things from occurring, because people are going to do what people have always done, is react, unfortunately, in violent ways. This could be domestic. It could be maybe someone going to work, and someone they possibly knew, or it could be something on a larger scale that, of course, publicly we're not sure about yet. But I don't know how much we can do to prevent these things from happening. People, this area is pretty secure. You would think it's the Pentagon. So if it can happen outside the Pentagon, it can happen anywhere. This is tough to kind of curtail and kind of decrease.
I'm with you on that. Like, we don't know. There's so many questions that are popping up right now. We don't have the full scope of it all. We don't know what the hell is going on right now. There's so many different questions that are popping off. Understandably, there is just too many things. And I mean, as you look at the footage here, it is true. There's not like a whole lot of running around. There's not a whole lot of people rushing and losing their minds and going, "Oh my word, what's going on? What's happening here?" None of that. We're seeing some people. We're seeing some cop cars whipping back and forth, but so far there's not really anything super crazy. But like I said, we don't know everything yet, and I don't think we are going to get the full scope of the story until the deal is done, until the act is done. But I'm going to mute this really quick because I want to see what this reporter is saying, because it looks like there's been a little bit more development going on here. Let's take a listen. Or no. Come on. Nothing? You ain't got nothing to say, man?
Looks like they're starting to peel off some officers for probably other work. You see about 2 or 3 that left.
Well, I mean,
it looked like they left. I don't know.
Yeah,
for sure.
It looked like they left, but they could have gone off to do something else. Maybe they're evacuating the building now. I mean, I don't know.
So I'm just surprised because I'm pretty sure that's the bus stop that they're waiting at with the covering, and there's a lot of civilians there right now.
Yeah. That's a whole lot of people. So like I said, I mean, we don't know. And then, of course, there's that other thing you got to put into consideration, too, that maybe that there is a protocol, like a reason why they come. And if you work at Area 51, right? Is it Area 51? It's 51, right? Area 51? Isn't that what it's called? I keep on forgetting it because I keep on thinking of like Studio 54. Anyway,
51.
Yeah, it's Area 51. Okay. Even if you were going to go into Area 51, for example, right? You have to park somewhere, and then you have to take a bus or like their own transportation and take you to the actual space. So, thinking about this out loud, okay? There's a good possibility that this is part of their standard procedure, right? Where you park in a particular area, so you're nowhere near the government grounds. You get into a bus or like or like some sort of train, subway train type thing, and then you travel up to the Pentagon. That could very well be it too. You see what I'm saying? Like, they ain't gonna let you just pull up into the grounds of the Pentagon. They're gonna go, no, you park over there. We're going to give you some transportation, and we're going to click and drag your ass into the Pentagon. Not, hey, you can just pull up right there. Employees can park in this place only. No, they're going to keep you straight up far away from that situation. You see what I'm saying? From that building. So I can see this being a place and a reason why there has been a shutdown, because clearly that parking lot, that space, it's probably where all the employees pull up to. That's everybody. You see what I'm saying? Or most of everybody. I mean, I'm sure the higher ups are getting driven in, you know what I mean, by their own private, services, etc. Driving services and all that. Like they got their own chaperones and stuff like that. I'm losing these words. All these words are going out of my brain, but you see what I'm saying, So for everybody else that works at the Pentagon, the administrative staff, janitorial, etc. I mean, I'm sure cooks, etc. They all, I'm sure, are parking in a particular area, and then they jump onto a bus that's there periodically. I'm sure every 20 minutes the bus drives off into the Pentagon and then get dropped off into the Pentagon. I know that is a far-fetched idea. I am making that is a far-fetched idea, but that could very well be what it is. So that's why it is being taken so seriously, because that could be a whole lot of Pentagon staff that were just shot by some random shooter or by a disgruntled employee. So there's a lot of, like I said, a lot of question marks of spiking right now are just firing off in my head, at least, because it seems like there's not a lot being said and a lot being answered right now, But of course, we're going to find out more information. If we know about more information, we will do that live on the show. We'll keep an eye on it. I'll keep my tabs on it as well. And anybody, fam, if you're watching and you're, kind of hopping back and forth, do me that due diligence. If you find out some more information, by all means, throw it over to us. That would really mean a lot, so we can at least break it here on the show live, okay? But for those of y'all who are tuning in and all that, be sure, please, do me that favor and hit that like button down below. That would really, really mean a lot, okay? And of course, please, 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 don't forget to crush that subscribe button, all right? We work hard out here in these streets to give you guys your stories, your breaking stories of the day. So please do that. Do me that favor and crush that subscribe button. We are marching our way towards 40,000 subscribers, and it's an amazing feeling. So please do me that favor. Unfortunately, we got to jump into the next story. We got to keep the show moving. And if, like I said, if we find out more information, I promise you that we will be breaking it to you guys live today. Or if it happens, if there's any developing news live, we will break it. Okay. So hit that like button, send the likes all the way up. I see a bunch of you guys on. If you can get the likes past 80 likes, that would really mean a lot to me. Okay. So crush that like button. Okay. But we got to move into this next story. There has been a new video, that has been, popping off. And it's right here where I'm at. It's a story that broke where some Miami police officers stomped and kicked an arrested man, while he was face down on the ground. And then on top of that, and because I didn't have much space on the title, on top of that, an innocent bystander that was filming these cops beating this already arrested man, kicking him in and stopping him in the face. He also was attacked as well. This is the wildest thing I have seen. I've seen a lot of videos, y'all. I've seen a lot of police brutality videos. I've seen a lot of ridiculous ish going on out here, but this one is new. They straight went to the thuggish, ruggish bone up in this piece on this particular situation. And we got to go into this story. It's right here. So, state attorney charges 5 Miami Beach police officers in battery case. Let's get into this story really, really quick, okay? 5 Miami police officers face battery charges after being accused of roughing up a man suspected of injuring another officer in a hit-and-run incident and tackling and punching the bystander who recorded the man's arrest last week. Real talk. And by the way, we got the footage. So we're going to be looking at that too. So be ready for it, okay? Miami-Dade State Attorney Catherine Fernandez-Rundle confirmed the charges at a press conference on Monday, all right? She says, police officers face a variety of dangers on the job each and every single day. However, I've previously said excessive force can never, ever be an acceptable foundation for the policing of any community. All right, officers who forget that fact do a grave disservice to the people they have sworn to serve. They harm their own departments and they belittle the good and hard work that each of their fellow officers tries to accomplish in the community. The 5 officers charged with this battery and first-degree misdemeanor are now hear these titles: Sergeant Jose Perez, okay, so a higher up, and officers Kevin Perez, no relation, David Rivas, Robert Sabater, and Steven Serrano. Okay, Fernandez Rundle said their investigations and criminal cases may develop out of this investigation. Much of the evidence off of which Fernandez Rundle's office is working comes from police body cameras and video taken from the hotel lobby where the incident took place July 26th. All right. So that morning, 24-year-old Delonta Crudup was suspected of striking a Miami Beach bicycle police officer with a motor scooter during an attempted traffic stop over an illegal parking violation. Crudup also reportedly tried to strike another officer but missed. The collision, which Crudup fled, left the unnamed officer with leg injuries requiring hospitalization and crutches. Police chased Crudup into the Royal Palm Hotel where he was staying. And police lieutenant, by the way, Jose Riena, caught up with Crudup at the hotel elevator and held him at gunpoint, ordering him off of the elevator, which, by the way, in the video, you'll see it here shortly. The man complies. You'll see it. Video of the incident shows Crudup, a tall, thin, and dreadlocked individual, complying. Hey, you gotta love that word. He complied with Riena's orders, exiting the elevator with his hands raised and quickly lying face down on the ground with his arms outstretched in front of him. Of course, as Crudup places his hands behind his back to be handcuffed, get ready for this, y'all. More than 20. I counted 12. That's how many people were on this dude. More than 20 other Miami Beach officers arrive on the scene and surround him. How many people do you need on a person that's already been arrested? Just curious. Just seconds after Rundle said an audible clink. Sorry. Just seconds after Rundle said, there needs to be a comma. Rundle said an audible clink can be heard on the video, denoting the handcuffs were closed around Crudup's wrists. The video shows Sergeant Perez repeatedly kicking Crudup in the head and shoulder area. Then Crudup's body goes limp, and the rest is just insane. Okay? So, before we go into this video, I'm just going to say this, because we already know what's going down here. This pretty much turns into a full-on gang fight. What's crazy is that he runs into the elevator. Cop pulls up. He runs up quick, and he's like, get out. You don't really hear. There's no audio. But you can clearly see he's like, get up, get out, get on the ground, hands behind your back. What does Crudup do? He does exactly what he is told to do. He doesn't run. He doesn't strike a cop. He doesn't do nothing. He don't even have a scooter on him, so he ain't going to try to run him down. So he goes down, belly first, face first on the ground, puts his arms behind his back. The cop actually does what they say in that report. Clink, clink. All of a sudden, a gang of dudes, a gang of cops just come rolling up. And the rest you will see with your own two eyes. To me, this is absolute trash. And we got to take a look at this video so that you guys can see what exactly I am talking about. Let's check this out. All right, there's a little bit of narration on this particular video, but you'll see for yourself how bad this gets.
Here's Sergeant Perez.
You see how many dudes are in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, this is not even, it gets crazy. So let's take a look.
Here's Sergeant Perez comes back. You'll see this right here. Watch there. Okay. Did you see that kick there? Okay. There it is in slow motion replay. So that's 3 times by Sergeant Officer Perez. So for these actions, Miami Beach Police Sergeant Jose Perez is being charged today. We then have Miami Beach Officer Kevin Perez, who's also, by the way, there's no relationship, as I understand it, right, Chief? Between the two Perez's. It's just coincidental, they both have a same last name. This video appears to show Kevin Perez kicking Mr. Crudup at least 4 times. Let's see.
Different angle.
You see the back there? That's Officer. That's a different angle. These are body-worn cameras at this point. Then about 5 seconds later.
Now, 5 seconds later, they go after the actual man who's actually recording this thing that's going down. Okay. And then, of course, there's no footage. I don't have any footage showing that piece. But there is a part that I need to show you guys right quick, because this is there's a full video showing them coming up. And all of them rolling up on Crudup or Crudup. I don't know how to pronounce it. And it's absolutely insane. The only problem is that this particular video that is up, they're asking me to basically sign up. So I'm going to do that for you guys because I didn't want to, but but yeah.
I'll send you a link to the 4 videos, both of them, from the beginning, attacking the one guy, to the second guy that was filming it being attacked as well. 1 second.
Well, I do have the footage right here. It's done. I got the full video right here. So let me pull this video up really quick.
Homeowners, this incredible tip is
Hold
just
on.
for you.
Gotta love these ads, man. Gotta love these damn ads. Okay. This is the full video, which I'm going to show you guys here very, very shortly. And this one is the full video. You're going to see all of them roll up. You're going to see all of them try to, you're going to see everything, okay, in all of its glory. So let's take a look at this. There's Crudup running into the elevator. Cop pulls up, says, "Get on the ground." He rolls over, puts his hands out. He's like, "Hands behind your back." He complies. He gets down. There's no sound to this video. But as you can see, how many of these dudes show up, man? How many? Now, you see the guy in the colorful shorts over here? Because it be Miami. We keep things colorful down here. So, dude's on vacation, I'm sure, chilling in the cut. And what is he doing? He's seeing some crazy stuff like this going down. You're about to see it. It's insane. So what does he do? He pulls out his phone just in case. Because what? He is seeing something that is so insane. I pull out my phone too, damn it. Let's go. And don't worry. There's more. Even the clumsy bike cop. All of them come in and look. Officer Perez kicking the dude several times. Oh, and they keep coming. Stomping his face down, kicking him in the face, stomping and kicking. That's the slow-mo of what we just saw a second ago. Oh, wait, there's more. He gets head slammed. And there's more guys still showing up, by the way. Now, another Sergeant Perez. I mean, they're literally having a field day with this kid. Real talk. Now, they see that the guy in the colorful swim trunks was filming them their entire time. So what happens? All of their attention averts elsewhere towards this young man that was filming this ridiculous, unspeakable amount of violence on a man who has been arrested, by the way. So what do? Still going after it. That's Sergeant Perez. Sergeant Perez. They all go running after the man with the phone, while the rest of them have a field day, still kicking the hell, kicking his teeth in. This is unbelievable, y'all. Like, he's already arrested. What are they trying to do with him? Now this is a different angle. Just unbelievable. See now there's the body cam footage. Let's go back a little bit. Suddenly they all avert their attention to this young man who is doing nothing. He's not breaking any laws. He's not doing anything. Bang. Here we go. Not doing anything, by the way. And he's getting this. Wow, y'all. Wow. He's not doing anything. He didn't break any laws, y'all. And look at this kind of treatment he's getting. Man, this is some corrupt ass. What does he do? He didn't do anything. I guess the bystander's last name is Vaughn. I don't know his first name, but wow. Look at that. Look at that. Now they're all going, let me get at him. What? What is he? This is ridiculous, y'all. So there you have it, guys. Like I said, that is the full video. That is a compilation of different things. That is body cam footage. That is body cam footage. That is security cam footage. Multiple different angles, right? And we're seeing that now where you got these guys who are just sitting there minding their, like, you got a man, of course, what Crudup did was wrong. absolutely wrong. What he did, hitting the cop with his scooter, etc., over a parking violation, is ridiculous, and that's wrong. Okay, I'm never going to condone any type of thing like that. All right, he got exactly what he deserved as far as getting arrested. He did not deserve to get beat while he was down. I get those guys were probably angry about the whatever that guy did, what Crudup did to their partner, allegedly by messing him up. Now he was in the hospital. He needs crutches, etc., messing up his leg. That stuff is messed up and wrong. Absolutely wrong. I completely agree. Okay? He should be arrested and brought to justice for that. But that does not mean he gets gang stomped by a bunch of boys in blue while being detained, while being arrested. Handcuffs were behind. He was behind. Handcuffs were on him. Hands were behind his back. Face on the ground. Belly on the ground. There was no reason for that type of. There was no reason for that type of treatment at all. Then on top of that, that young man that was filming, Vaughn. I don't know his first name. I feel bad, but that young man that was just innocently standing there and filming the crimes that were committed onto that young man, Crudup, gets his ass beat too. For what? For what though? That man did nothing. He was filming. He has every right to film that stuff. And thank God he filmed it. You know what? I bet you they took that footage and deleted it. It suddenly just disappeared. He didn't record it right. I guarantee you that. And now you got two men that were assaulted by basically a bunch of thugs. Real talk. They went thuggish, ruggish bone on them, man. Where they weren't trying to initiate, like they weren't trying to get initiated to some sort of gang. You know what I mean? Those two men weren't doing anything like that. Yes, one of them did a heinous crime, you know, and should be arrested and be punished for that, as far as getting arrested and be brought to justice. But the bystander didn't do anything wrong. All he did was film what they were doing. It's unbelievable. T, what are your thoughts on this, man?
Crazy. The first guy named was Devontae Crudup, and then the second guy name was the witness Khalid Vaughn. Khalid, yeah, Vaughn. So this is outrageous. I'm all for arresting a criminal the way you're trained. You know, you have to follow protocol. But at the point where you've seen the one cop with gun in hand take down Khalid from the elevator and handcuff him, it was smooth. It was fine. The guy lay down, hands behind his back. He didn't fight back. He was handcuffed. All you have to do is pick him up and take him out to the squad car. But they were so pissed off. You see, what, a dozen cops, maybe 20 cops, tops, you know, come in and just get their licks in, because once they hear a cop was hit or injured, they're going to go ham on that suspect. And we've seen it before. And this is something that's always been part of the culture. Is if you touch a cop, we make sure that you want to, be in pain. So I do get their frustration, but again, they totally ignore their own body cams, the hotel cams, any kind of witness camera. They was like, I don't care what's going on. We're going to make you feel this pain. And there's rules. You can't cross those lines. And we know that the police unions really empower these cultures to exist, because the police unions always back these cops up some kind of way. This is why they go out here, and they do what they do, because they know, I will lose, maybe my job here, but I'll find a new job somewhere else. And that's unfortunate, because people are like the young man Khalid, who was just an innocent bystander, was also unwarranted attacked and beat down for nothing. And that's the one that really makes you angry, because it's not illegal to record what's going on around you. So for the cops to attack him for no reason at all is absurd.
Yeah, for me, I just don't get how this is like suddenly they went from like I understand being pissed off. I understand that. I understand being angry. I understand that part. One of your own is getting hurt by some idiot, by some dude. I get that, right? But you don't. They threw out all care. They were just kind of like, this is justified. This is totally fine. This is justified. It's our own. There's two of our own. How dare you? Kind of thing. And they, not even thinking about the body cam footage camera going off. Not even thinking about what was going on in the hotel lobby with the security cams. You don't think that there's not cameras on you at all times? You know what I'm saying? When you walk into a hotel, then on top of that, to add insult to injury, the bystander, the innocent bystander, you suddenly say that that's okay to suddenly just start beating his ass because it's something that is, that you're not for. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. Real quick, I wanted to say a big thank you to DeMonte Green Beans for the $5 super chat. He said it's going to take the citizens to bang back on these domestic terrorists labeled as police. That literally, I think, was absolutely, in my personal opinion, in the same realm. Yes, I agree. The T word. I'm not going to repeat it again. I was just reading that comment, but on some real stuff. That's ridiculous and unnecessary and wrong. What they did makes it feel like they are above the law just because they wear a shield. That's ridiculous. David, thoughts? You're muted, my brother.
Yeah. I mostly just agree with what's been said here. I've said it before, and I still stand by it, that you typically do have to treat the police as a gang on their own, not as if you expect them to enforce the law, because that's not their job, and they're not required to do that. So, unfortunately, I do think you typically should treat the police as a gang, and this is kind of what you see here. That's exactly what this is. This is just gang behavior. And the police are just the gang that's performing it in this case. You have somebody that's defenseless and already arrested, and they're kicking him in the head. That's an attempt to kill somebody. That's attempted murder. And not just by one person, but by like half the police office that they have there. This one's pretty clear cut. It's just the police being a violent gang instead of doing anything related to their job.
Straight up mob.
And it is good that guy recorded this, even though he got pulled into it. It's also good that the hotel or whatever that was, I'm not sure, ended up releasing the video instead of just making it disappear with the cops, because that has happened in the past. But I guess this isn't too surprising. Especially if you look at the past 50 years, the direction we've been going, police get more militarized. They're held less liable for what they do. I think it was in the 1970s that both Florida and New York were part of the changing of the law to because previously, before 1970s, SCOTUS had decided under the Fourth Amendment in a lot of cases that you were allowed to resist unlawful arrest, especially in a case like this. That got outturned in the 1970s in a lot of these states, and Florida was one of those. And you can imagine why, because before then, it was allowed to resist unlawful arrest. And people did that, and they were found innocent. And then they changed the law so that you can't resist unlawful arrest anymore, even if it's illegal, even if they're attempting to murder you. You can't resist. And that's how they changed it. And this is the direction we're going to continue to see, I think. It's a more kind of authoritarian arm of the police at this point. They're allowed to use more force. They have more force available. And your rights as a citizen seem to matter less, at least, at least for white people, I guess. Because obviously it was different in the past. But either way, I mean, the police as a gang, there might even be like an actual named gang that is doing this to him within the police. That is an issue that's happened in the past.
Ooh,
But
yeah, be careful there.
yeah,
No, you're good. I'm just saying this. Woo, you know what I'm saying? It's just I'm still out here, baby.
We can't say those words, man.
yeah.
We gotta be careful, baby. We gotta be careful. Real talk. But yes, no. All jokes aside, I'm with you 100% on what you're saying. It's just like I said, it's just a damn shame that these are the stories that we are covering, and that this is an actual real thing.
This
Sorry,
incredible
guys.
tip is
There's a real thing that's going on right now, which is, these kinds of pieces of brutality that we're seeing right now. We're seeing people who are out here getting beaten, and the thing is that there is no remorse, there is no care. They're not worried about getting in trouble. They don't give two damns if they do get in trouble or not. And that's insane that we see this kind of stuff right now, as we're seeing right now. Gang of dudes, 0 of them are thinking about how wrong they were. 0 of them are having a moment of, was that right? Or is this the right thing to do? None of them are thinking that. They are full on in a mob mentality. That's literally what they're thinking right now. They don't care about this at all. And that's so sad. Because you see, there are plenty of situations that we're seeing. This is not the first time we've seen this kind of story, y'all. Not at all. Not the first time that we've seen this story. We have seen these kind of things happen before. We have just never seen it to this volume. We've seen maybe 1 or 2, you know what I'm saying, or 3 or 4, but 20 plus, 20 plus, real talk. That's insane, guys. And the fact that they all think that they judge Dredd up in this piece is beyond me, man. Beyond me. Real quick, we got a couple super chats. I want to say a big thank you to Information Man Show for the $4 super chat. He said, the Pascal show, it's a damn shame, brother. Absolutely. I totally agree. And we got another one, a $10 super chat. I want to say Delonte Green Beans back at it again. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. He said, what would we say if fire departments went around and started fires all day? The mailman damaged your mail. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? We would be sitting here talking about the same issue. We'd be like, hey, this ain't right. This is not right. And there needs to be some sort of, we need to come to terms with this stuff. We need to talk about these things. We need to bring this ish up because it's wrong. Absolutely wrong. Like I said before, and I'll say it over and over and over again. I'll say it over and over and over again until I'm blue in the face. Real talk. These are the times more than ever that we are seeing proof positive in our faces. We're seeing it every single damn day that there is a need for police reform. If you can't look at this situation and see 20 cops that did not have any remorse, straight up, they went Michael B. Jordan on this thing without remorse. I'm not kidding. Gave 0 damns about that individual. And they just went King Kong on his ass. For what reason? Because he did something wrong? Sure. It's wrong what he did, but they should have arrested him, taken him in, and let justice and let the law do what they need to do. Roughing him up, not even roughing him up, beating the living ish out of him doesn't solve anything. Doesn't solve anything, because when we see this, that's sending a different message to everybody else around the country. Because there's going to be people out here that will not be down for that kind of treatment. Period. And they will have that moment locked in their brains. And next thing you know, it's going to turn into a full-on tussle Like the Jets versus the Sharks up in this piece. Like this is West Side Story up in this piece. Just be full on gang fights. No guns. Just full on fists. And then at the end of the day, what does that solve? Because as soon as somebody gets arrested, they're automatically going to think that they're going to get their face stomped in. That's number one. Number two, then they're going to call their fellas, or their fellas will be around. Next thing you know, the whole situation of somebody just getting arrested for something that they did wrong escalates into something much more savage, much more bloody. Like I said, the police department sent a message, and I guarantee you everybody out here that was watching this read the message. But is it for the better? I think not. Like I said, there needs to be a real reapproach, a real revision to how the police handle civilians, criminals. And we cover this stuff every single day. But now this is starting to turn into something much worse. 20 cops, men and women cops, went in on one arrested man. Then they went after an innocent bystander because he was doing what he was rightfully allowed to do. Now, I've already said it before, but I'm going to ask it again. Where's the footage at? Where is Khalid Vaughn's footage? I guarantee you he probably doesn't have it anymore. I guarantee you that probably just disappeared, faded off into the digital graveyard, just disappeared. Not even in the cloud. It gone. Watch. Like I said, both men, regardless if the man broke the law, because he definitely broke the law, but he did not deserve that type of treatment. I hope that both men, Vaughn and Crudup, file the biggest lawsuit against those officers and that police department, because those men didn't deserve it. Period. Anyway, we got to go into a quick commercial break, but when we come back, we got something a little bit lighter to talk about, and it has to do with, well, I had it in the title before, but I had to take it down because of the new information with the Pentagon. But there has been a man that's been taped to an airplane seat. Yeah, another one bites the dust, but this one's crazy. This is why you don't drink on a plane. Okay, just saying. Okay. Real quick, we do have another super chat. I'm going to throw this up again. Delonte Green Beans, $5 super chat. Thank you so much for the super chat before we jump into our commercial break. And thank you for all the super chats that we've been seeing. All right. Pay attention to the chessboard. There are more than one move that are being played all around us. And that's absolutely true too. We got to, this is what's so sad. Even being an innocent bystander, you even have to keep your head on a swivel. You know what I'm saying? It's sad. It's very, very sad. But this is welcome to our world. Welcome. He is filming while black, that man. He is filming while black. And now he literally got tackled and got beat up by 5 to 6 police officers. Stuff is dangerous, y'all. This stuff is getting very, very dangerous. Anyway, we got to go into a quick commercial break. We will be right back. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.
And property managers, if you're looking for effective and humane ways to remove wild animals and deal with the damage that they have caused, we have good news for you. Introducing Wildlife Command Center, a professional nuisance wildlife management company specializing in providing animal removal for residential, industrial, and commercial clients. We are the only wildlife company that checks 70 different areas on a structure to determine the answers to the following questions. Exactly which animal are we dealing with? How is the animal getting inside the home? What kind of damage is the animal doing to the structure? Once we get the answers to all of these questions, we develop and write up an action plan to resolve the animal issue completely and provide a quote to implement that action plan. We perform a very in-depth 70-point wildlife inspection. From visually inspecting the highest point, the chimney, to physically crawling inside the attic space and looking for animals, chewed wires, fecal matter, chewed structural wood. We inspect everything. Our inspection process covers all of the following 70 points: animal-proof chimney cap, roof ridge vents, roof to soffit junctions, dormer fascia, attic gable vents, gutter lines, fascia trim, garage door, utility penetrations, water, gas, electric, and cable, bathroom vents, attic roof ridge vents, attic electrical, wiring, junctions, boxes, and lighting, concrete decks, additions, wooden crawl spaces, basement plumbing, penetrations, ceiling, floor, and wall. Wildlife Command Center's mission is to deliver the finest quality wildlife removal and pest control service that is safe for the environment. For more information, call us now.
All right, welcome back, guys. Thank you guys so much for sticking around and being a part of the conversation today. What a beautiful turnout. I really do appreciate all y'all for being in and having this conversation. I mean, we got to do these hard-hitting conversations, and it sucks sometimes, y'all. It sucks, but at the same time, it is what we need to do. All right. And of course, right now, so far, we don't have anything, any more information right now with the Pentagon. But once I have some more information, I will definitely try to break it here on the show. Unless you got something. What's up, man?
I posted in the comments, but several people have been shot, including a cop. CPR was performed on victims. Lockdown has been lifted, but there's no news on the actual shooter so far. So I don't know if the shooter is actually wounded or he got away. None of that has been disclosed as of yet.
I'll say this. If they're still circulating around with the helicopter and whatnot, I guarantee you there's still some stuff going down. Something is up. Something is afoot. Let's just say that. Wow, I just said that. I don't think I've ever said that ever in my life. But yes, something is afoot. Okay? And of course, if we know some more information, we will be dropping it like it's hot right here. Okay. If you haven't done it yet, please, by all means, hit that like button down below. That would really, really mean a lot. I see a lot of y'all coming in, being a part of the conversation. Hit that like button down below. Okay. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I would love to see the like button to go past 100 likes. It's dope. I love to see everybody in here being a part of the conversation today. So hit that like button down below. Send it all the way up. Send all the positivity in the world you can today. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Of course, I do this show Monday through Friday, usually at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. But for the course of this week, I will be doing my show at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time or 11 a.m. Eastern Time. So please be sure to hit that subscribe button, jump on into the chat and the family chat and enjoy yourself. Okay, but we got to go into this next story. I'm and then we have our a quick international news brief from my boy David. But I wanted to throw this one up just to shake it off a little bit because it's been like one bad story after another. It's like bang bang. Okay, so we got to do something a little bit different right now, and it has to do with this particular dude. I'm just going to say that a dude was duct taped to a airplane seat because he was starting to grope, and he was groping some of the flight attendants, and he punched a male flight attendant in the face. Yes. So he was taped. We got to show you guys this story. This is pretty insane. This is why. Oh, and this is Frontier. Did I say that yet? It's Frontier. Yeah. So I'm sorry. Frontier makes me laugh. Okay, so we got to do this story. We got a little bit of a video clip as well, which we will look at here in a second. But here is the story. And quote unquote aggressive passenger on a Frontier Airlines flight was duct taped to his seat after allegedly groping 2 flight attendants and assaulting another, video shows. Cell phone footage obtained by the WPLG shows the flyer, Maxwell. His name is Maxwell too? Damn. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, not a woman's work this time. Maxwell Berry, 22, being duct taped to the back of a seat, all right, on a Saturday's Frontier's flight from Philadelphia, from Philadelphia to Miami. Miami getting all kinds of stuff right now, baby. Damn. Anyway, where he was arrested by waiting cops on 3 counts of battery. The video shows Barry scuffling with a male flight attendant and yelling profanities while sitting in a window seat. Arrest report alleges Barry ordered 2 drinks and then asked for another before brushing his empty cup against the backside of a female flight attendant.
What?
Yeah, we're getting there. Okay, so the flight attendant told Barry, "Don't touch me," as obviously that would be the right response, before he started to complain about his gum and wrapped it in a napkin, the arrest report shows. Here is Maxwell, by the way. Maxwell Berry. Yeah, probably not the race you expected. Okay. Yeah, his name is Maxwell. All right. I mean, you know, he's never mind. It's corny jokes. I'm moving on. Barry proceeded to spill his new drink on his shirt, prompting him to go to the bathroom and come out shirtless. Okay, according to the report, he then walked around the plane for roughly 15 minutes before groping the chest of 2 flight attendants. So one, he tried to do a scene from Tip Drill, okay, with his cup on one of the flight attendants, but then after that, he still went over and tried and groped the women's breasts, the female flight attendants' breasts. Okay. He came from behind and put his arm around both of them and groping their breasts again. The arrest report reads. Barry later punched a male flight attendant who asked to watch him, or who was asked. Sorry, let me say that again. Barry later punched a male flight attendant who was asked to watch him following the in-flight chaos. Of course, according to the reports. Now, this is him and all, like, this is him before everything. This is him being detained. And this is him actually throwing a punch at one of the guys. Another passenger who recorded Barry's being duct taped to his seat said he was a quote unquote aggressive and attacked the male flight attendant without warning. "Help," Barry screamed as the tape was being applied to his face, eliciting some jeers from others on the plane. The footage shows. So Barry from Norwalk, something like that, Norwalk, Ohio, later calmed down as the flight prepared to land. A passenger said. Frontier Airlines said a passenger made inappropriate physical contact with a flight attendant and assaulted another during the on-camera incident. As a result, the passenger needed to be restrained until the flight landed in Miami and law enforcement arrived, Frontier Airlines told the WPLG in a statement. The flight attendants will be, as required in such circumstances, relieved of flying pending completion of investigation of the events. So we got a little bit of a video so that you guys can see how crazy this man was coming off, because this man was acting crazy. Let's take a look. If it'll play. It's not letting me do a full video. So we're just going to see it in the small, shall we? Let's go.
Flight attendants. A passenger's cell phone captured that outburst, which turned physical.
He started to get aggressive and then basically attack the male flight attendants.
22-year-old Maxwell Berry was arrested on 3 counts of battery. The police report said Berry groped the chests of female flight attendants and had several drinks while on the flight. He was duct taped to his seat until the flight landed and police handcuffed him.
So here's the thing, okay? Now that you see everything, the whole excursion, the whole incident, etc. I mean, like, for me, it's like, you know, let me just say this. A part of me wonders if he was dealing with mental health to begin with, before all this, if he already had a history of mental issues, or if the liquor was playing a toll with the altitude and it got to him too quick, and then he started losing his damn mind. You also got to remember this too. How many drinks was he drinking? How many drinks did he drink before he got on the plane too? Was he already drunk before he boarded the plane? I mean, those are things that you got to throw into the mix here. How drunk was this mother lover before he got on the plane? And how drunk did he get while he was on the plane? Because let's be real. He goes into the bathroom, comes out shirtless. He, like I said, tried to do tip drill on one of the flight attendants with his cup. That was before he took off his shirt. Went into the bathroom, took off his shirt, came back out, did whatever he needed to do, tried to grope 2 female flight attendants, actually successfully groped 2 flight attendants, and started a fight. He punched one of the male flight attendants in the face. By the way, why does this sound like a really bad night out? Like when you're on a drinking binge, you know what I'm saying? You're like, man, you know, I hit on some girls and then I got to a bar fight. This ain't a bar. This ain't like your local dive. This is a plane, baby. This be a plane. So there it is. Dude got duct taped to a plane seat because he drank too much on Frontier. On Frontier. I'm just saying. Yeah, you guys have anything? David, you have anything to say about this? I mean, Maxwell, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree.
Trying to do a little something. That's the joke I was going to try to do. But then, you know, I decided not to because it was corny. But I threw it back in anyway. David, please go on with it, baby.
Yeah, I mean, I just pretty much agree with you here. This guy, he's probably drunk already, but drinking on the plane. Either way, he's obviously an idiot and shouldn't be on there anyway. I'm kind of surprised no one broke his jaw for like groping all the women there. I would not have been surprised if that happened whatsoever. And that would have been a terrible landing for him. It's kind of unfortunate it didn't happen, in my opinion. But either way, taping him down was the right call. He should probably not fly anymore. He should probably be banned from flying.
I agree. I agree. I mean, he most definitely should be banned. Real talk. I mean, he should be on the no-fly list on every single airline. But like I said, we don't know if he had a history of, you know, mental health. I'm not trying to sit there and say that should justify anything. But at the same time, we just don't know, like, what his story is, you know? It's still ridiculous.
I was going to say, hopefully, because this has happened before with United Airlines, I think. So hopefully the airline sues on behalf of the stewardess, and if she doesn't do it herself, because that's really the only way it's going to stop is if people get punished for it. I mean, that's why we see so many of these things keep happening, because nothing happens about it, and this won't be any different if they don't punish him in some way either, because he became popular and he groped some women and nothing really happened about it yet. So there does need to be some sort of punishment to try and keep people from doing this in the future. And taping people down isn't really a punishment. It's just necessary at the time. But something more needs to happen to discourage people from acting like idiots and fools on the airplane in the future.
That is a very good question. That is the question that needs to be thrown out. It is the what is the proper way of like weeding out the people that don't know how to behave themselves on a plane? Because if you really think about it, like, how often do we see? We've only been seeing this over the past year and a half now. since, we've been locked up. That's the only time that we've been seeing this craziness. Let's keep it straight funky, y'all. But for some weird reason, it's getting worse. Oh, I got stories. I mean, I got other pop-ups that are coming here, and a lot of them have to do with planes. And I'm going, why is there suddenly a rush of these types of incidents happening on planes right now? Because, Maxwell, Barry, not Maxwell, something. Maxwell Barry seemed to be doing just fine flying before, at least as we know of. And now he's losing his damn mind, right? Groping and doing what he's doing, you know what I'm saying? Doing all that craziness, right? Why suddenly he's doing this now? And that says that a lot for a lot of other people. I'm not talking about the ones that say like, I'm not talking about the anti-maskers. I'm not talking about any of those. Those are just overly entitled people that are just losing their damn minds. I'm just talking about like guys like this. There's other videos where guys are literally fighting each other. There's a full-on brawl in a plane, in flight, where they're just beating the crap out. A bunch of dudes are just fighting each other in an airplane. No lie. I'm going to be doing that as a pop-up here in a little bit. How does that work? How is this all of a sudden coming out like this? I just don't know why. I don't know why this is all coming out now. You see what I'm saying? It's just so weird to me. The Pioneer said something. I'm going to throw it over to you, T, in a second here. Pascal, a large percentage of people are crazy as hell. They don't care. They literally are crazy. I agree, but I just don't know how all of a sudden now is the time. You know what I mean? Why are they doing it now? Strike while the iron's hot? Like, this is the time to be crazy? This is the time to get ish-faced on a plane and then try to sexually assault women and then, of course, try to assault the male flight attendant? That just doesn't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? So weird. T, thoughts?
Yeah, so I have some information on this guy.
On Maxwell Barry?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
supposedly he's a recent graduate. Well, when he went to Ohio Wesleyan University, and he was working at a golf, like a country club golf course, and then later on at Famous Dave's restaurant, he supposedly screamed to the passengers that my parents are worth $2 million for his hotel raid. And he decided to have some more of the drink. He spilled his drink on himself.
Yeah.
Went to the bathroom, and he had one of the female flight attendants help him change his clothes. Guess he was that drunk. And then afterwards, he started assaulting the women, groping them, and he had to be restrained. He was charged with 3 counts of battery and taken to Miami-Dade County Jail afterwards.
Hell yeah, he should have been.
But he's just like a drunk douchebag, seems like. He just doesn't have much of any social skills at all.
Oh, no
I'm glad
doubt.
he's getting charged at least.
What did you say, David?
I'm glad he's getting charged at least.
Oh, I mean, if he wasn't, I'd be like, what's going on? Why haven't the women who were at least groped, right? Why didn't they press charges? That would be ridiculous in my personal opinion. Absolutely ridiculous if that was to happen. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, hell yeah, I'm happy that they press charges. They most definitely should. I don't care if his family, if that's true, if his family has millions of dollars, if they're worth millions of dollars, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? If he's trying to flex his privilege on that plane, then why you on Frontier though? Like, wait a second.
Exactly.
Time out. Why you on Frontier though?
And coach, it looked like.
And whoa, hold up. Let me educate something to you, David. Okay, if you ain't never flown Frontier, which I hope you never do, brought to you by this show's brought to you by. I'm totally kidding. But It's okay if you haven't. I'm just, it's okay. And I don't recommend it. It's a very uncomfortable ride. You are literally flying. I'm no lie. You're literally flying in bucket seats. That's pretty much what it is. The seats don't recline, not at all. It's very uncomfortable. The seats are made of plastic. Like think of like you go to a baseball game and the seats that you sit in, they're kind of like that. They feel like that, but they're not foldable. You see what I'm saying?
Sounds terrible.
It's terrible. So imagine doing like, okay, you got a short flight, say like an hour, maybe a little bit tiny over an hour. Frontier, cheap flights, but they still charge you for breathing in air. They charge you for the air on the plane. Come on now. I mean, it's an exaggeration, but they do. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, do you want some water? $7. You're like, oh my God, I thought this was, I don't even get complimentary water. This flight 3 hours. Come on,
I've never
man.
seen that now.
It's bad. So when you think about it, there is no first class. There is no first class. Last I checked, I don't think there's first. And if there's first class, it'd be called coach. You see what I'm saying? Like first class would be coach, and then coach would be like the luggage carrier. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like that's how it feels. The seats aren't comfortable. They ain't leather. They're like rubber. Just in case you spill some water or something like that. You know what I mean? Those things will last. They will withstand fire. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know. Here it is, T. Here it is. We a classy show. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Here it is. All the love towards Frontier, but at the same time, Pascal, you're killing our chances of getting Frontier sponsor 3 show.
It was the typo in my app.
No, and that's fine. And that's fine. I'm just saying, we got to keep it real, though. It'd be cheap. Okay? Nothing wrong with it. I've flown Frontier many a time.
It gets you from A to Z. That's like, as long as you don't crash, I'm all good.
Yeah, that's true.
Like I said, you are rolling the dice. You're going to blowing the dice, baby. I made it today. Woo! God is good. Like I said, Frontier, Spirit, Allegiant. I said it. I don't give a damn. Okay? They are very uncomfortable flights.
Yeah,
very uncomfortable flights. Okay? They cheap. They cheap, but they uncomfortable, bruh. They uncomfortable. That's why when you do something like Frontier, you're doing a short trip. You see what I'm saying? Hour tops, maybe a tiny bit over hour. You know what I mean? You can deal with sitting in a, if you could sit through a baseball game, you could sit through a flight like that. But I would say, hey, if it's a little bit more than an hour, if you're flying like Chicago to LA, don't do Frontier. You know what I'm saying? Don't do it. Just don't do it. It's going to be uncomfortable. You can't recline. You can't do nothing. Like there was one time, like it was when I was like super, super broke. Random left turn story, but I'm going to say it anyway. Super broke, but I still needed to travel, right? Had to travel, did my thing, but then next thing you know, I took somebody. I was flown in to help write a script, so I went out to fly. I flew out, and I was flying. I was so used to flying like Frontier and Allegiant and all that I totally forgot about like American Airlines, United, Delta, all these other ones. I was flipping out at the fact that there were plugs on the seats, so you can plug in your phone or your computer. And I was sitting there going, oh, and I'm looking around at people going, oh my God, you can plug your computer in and they're all looking at me like, duh, this is on all planes. I'm like, man, have you flown Frontier? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's you have to fend for yourself on that plane, but that was some crazy stuff. I was like, damn, I forgot how the other half live. This is amazing.
Guess they don't have air marshals on there either.
This be leather? Oh my God, it reclines. Like I was losing my mind. That's how long it had been that I've been on like a United Airlines or even Southwest. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn. You're like, oh, I get these nuts for free? Yeah, I don't have to pay for the nuts. So there you go. Okay. I feel bad for the dude. Not really. The dude's an idiot. He shouldn't have drank as much as he did. The altitude, I'm sure, played a little bit of a toll on his ass. Let's keep it real. He should have known better than to get too wasted on the plane. But this is the other thing, though, too. This is why I feel like there shouldn't be alcohol served on planes unless you are, like, say, first class. Let's just say. I get it that the airline needs to make their money in some sort of way. But when you start turning it into a full on, hey, here's this is a full on bar, get wasted on the plane while you fly over to Cancun or wherever you're going to go. That's why things like this do happen, or people get airsick. And then next thing you know, they're barfing all over the place. There's just too many opportunities for disaster. Right. So I just say, dude was an idiot. Thank God he got he's getting what he deserves. And I hope those ladies and that male flight attendant sue his ass, because apparently his family's worth millions. Apparently. So sue that ass.
2 million pesos.
2 million. Yeah, 2 million pesos. You know what I mean? El guapo. But anyway, we got to go into the next story. Okay, we got a quick international briefing from our boy David. So what's going on in the world right now, man? Speak on it.
All right, so I'm mostly going to be focusing on one story, which is a bit of a strange one. I guess the start of this was in Japan there was a Belarusian Olympian, and she was ordered to return home by the official government, and her name is, and I'm hoping I'm pronouncing this right. It's probably not. It's Kristina Timuskaya. Is 24, and she ended up seeking police protection in Tokyo. Ultimately, what ended up happening is that Japanese police forces ended up driving her to the Polish embassy, where she is currently seeking asylum and is going to be staying there for a time. She's a sprinter in the Olympics, and she was one of many Belarusians to perform in the Olympics this year. And for the most part, it's been going well, but there are issues in Belarus, and this is where this is coming from. So almost at the same time, there was a Belarusian activist found in the Ukraine, hanging basically, and they expect that it was a murder. 1 second, let me bring that up. All right, so he's an activist from Belarus.
By the way, really quick, did you send me that link about this story, or is this one of them that you did not?
Send it in the email. It's just a picture of them too.
Wait, is it under? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Is it? I don't have anything with Russia in here. Ukraine?
Yeah, it's Ukraine.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So Ukraine is where he was found. He's originally from Belarus. But either way, he's a. Let me bring my notes back up 1 second.
You good, bro?
So he is an activist in Belarus, and one of his main things that he does is he helps people leave Belarus. There are humanitarian issues there, and it seems to be tied to some sort of ethnic issues, though I'm not too clear on exactly how they break out. But Belarus has been cracking down on individuals and telling them to return to the nation, such as they did with her. But the start of this seems to be the Belarusian activist that I was mentioning. So he's a citizen of Belarus. His name is Vitaly Shishov, and he was found hanged in one of Kiev parks. Not Kiev, but Kiev, inside of Belarus, which is not far from where he lives, according to the police. Murder probe has been opened, and the police believe that this is a murder disguised as a suicide. The 26-year-old was head of the Ukrainian-based Belarusian House in Ukraine, BDU, which is an organization that helps Belarusians trying to flee persecution. The organization helps them find accommodation, employment, and legal services. Ukraine, like Poland and Lithuania, has become a haven for Belarusians following a crackdown on dissent in their home country by President Alexander Lukashenko. And part of what we're seeing in that region is a kind of, I guess, a growing far-right movement is what you could call it, generally ethnic nationalists, especially in Poland. And so there are people within these countries, especially those not of the national ethnicity, that are being targeted by laws and police enforcement in some of the locations. So this is ultimately what this guy ended up fighting against for his whole life. And this is why it's expected that he was murdered. Because just beforehand, just afterward, sorry, the sprinter Sviatlana Chikanuskaya ended up tweeting that it is worrying that those who flee Belarus still can't be safe, and she was referring directly to the man. Let me get his name again, because it's not great with all these Russian names. Okay, Vitaly Shishov was the activist, and he's the one that was found hanging. And she's worried that this represents what other Belarusians are facing, that Belarus itself will find specifically the political ones and remove them, or kill them, so that they can no longer share the stories of the humanitarian problems that they're experiencing. And this it triggered the sprinter to seek help from the Japanese police. And the Japanese Foreign Minister Toshimitsu Motegi ended up saying on Tuesday that we, in cooperation with relevant parties, are trying to keep her safe, and she is now in a safe situation. And so fundamentally what ended up happening is that Japan provided a police force to protect her from any possible actions by Belarus until they ended up delivering her to the Polish embassy, which is where she is staying for now. So far, they haven't released a statement that she's calling for asylum. However, it is assumed that she will be calling for asylum specifically to try and protect from any Belarusian actions, because even though Poland is mentioned as one of those nations targeting minor ethnic groups within Poland, they aren't targeting the same groups as they are in Belarus. Basically, they have different ethnic groups. So the people that are being targeted in Poland that are seeking refuge are not the same ones that are seeking refuge in Belarus. However, they're basically in the same situation, where they're in a growing ethno-nationalist feeling throughout the country that targets not only different ethnicities, but people of the main ethnicity that hold different political views are being targeted and suppressed as well. So this is kind of what we're seeing in the East with the growing rise of I guess you could call it white supremacy to some degree, but mostly it's ethnic nationalism. So it doesn't just focus on people of different races. It does focus on people of the same ethnicity that are, I guess, being called race traitors in some of these incidences. Is the best way to look at it. So for now, she's staying at the Polish embassy. It's not clear what will happen to her. She has been granted a humanitarian visa by Poland, so she is able to go to Poland and reside there for now, if she so chooses to. And I expect we will be hearing the calls for asylum soon. Her supporters said that they will fly to Warsaw from Belarus, including her husband, Arseny Janevich, will be joining her there in Warsaw, where presumably she will set up a proper asylum within Poland at that point. Either way, they're giving her a visa and they're allowing her in, so she can legally reside there as long as she wants to until the visa is up. But of course, asylum is a different thing. We saw this with some of the people from the U.S. that fled, specifically tied to WikiLeaks and all of that, that they end up staying there because the reach of, say, the American intelligence agency would be able to get those people anywhere. And this is kind of the same incident where Belarus does have a older network of intelligence officers that they may need to hide from and stay within an embassy themselves, like we saw, and like I said, with WikiLeaks and its founder.
Wow.
But we should be hearing more soon, I would expect, as she will probably release a statement, as well as Poland. So far, only Japan and Belarus have said much about it, but that's just because of how quickly all of this is going down. She was just taken to the Polish embassy earlier. So if she is going to Warsaw, and it sounds like she is, they maybe already have her on a private jet leaving Japan. Obviously, the Japanese police are keeping this tightly wrapped because Japan does want to protect her, and so they are helping Poland and getting her out of the country.
Yeah, it's crazy that this is all like kind of developing all at the same time, especially around this particular woman. It's crazy that's it's just crazy. Like there's so much going on surrounding the Olympics right now. It's just been mind blowing. Everything from the protests, certain protests that are going on the podium, excuse me, to this particular situation, to everything, the transgender weightlifter, to I mean, there's just so many different things that are going on. And of course, I appreciate you giving us that story. I wish I knew more about it. I've only been seeing bits and pieces of it, just been keeping my eye on it, but just been in and out of it, in regards to this athlete. What's her name one more time?
Let's see. It is, I'll try, sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong again, but her name is Kristina Timanutskaya.
Why do I make it sound like it's Italian? Timanutskaya. Okay. But yeah, of course we're gonna keep an eye on that as well as things go on. And thank you so much for the brief. I do appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Good job. We got to jump into this breaking story, though. There is a breaking story right now as we speak. This is pretty damn big. And it is right now the New York Attorney General, Letitia James, has come out and has basically said that Cuomo I guess he did sexually harass multiple women. We do have a little bit of a video. I wanted to pull that up so that you guys can see this too, so that you guys can see this with your own two eyes as well, because like I said, this is all breaking right now as we speak. And it is crazy. And it's funny when I say I'm only going to do a short show and then 2 hours later, it's all a lie. It's all a lie. So this is our last story, unfortunately, for the day. There's so many things that have just been breaking off today. I don't know why today. What is it? Is it a weird day? Like August 3rd is a weird 7/3/21. Is that a weird number or something? I don't know. Something's up, but it's just crazy that this is a breaking story, another breaking story. But we need to take a look at this particular one here, because to me, this is a big surprise as well. Oh, well, we got to wait for the, got to love these commercials, right? So.
LLP. And for more than 2 decades, he has worked at the highest levels of government and in private practice. From March 2017 to January 2018, he served as the acting United States Attorney for the Southern District of New York.
Yeah, it's acting very glitchy. I don't know why, but.
And deeply respected professionals. And together, they ensured that this investigation was both independent and thorough. Over the course of the 5-month investigation, the investigators spoke to 179 individuals, including complainants, current and former members of the executive chamber, state troopers, additional state employees, and others who interacted regularly with the governor. In addition, they reviewed more than 74,000 pieces of evidence, including documents, emails, texts, audio files, and pictures. These interviews and pieces of evidence reveal a deeply disturbing yet clear picture. Governor Cuomo sexually harassed current and former state employees in violation of both federal and state laws.
There it is, y'all. Of course, we can't play the entire thing. We don't have a whole lot of time on the show today. But there is now showing proof positive, multiple things showing that he was up to no good, that he was doing some very bad things. I wanted to pull this up really quick so that you guys can see this. So, or that I'm just going to read it really quick. So on Tuesday, today, New York Attorney General Letitia James held a press conference where she announced the findings of an internal investigation into the sexual harassment claims against Andrew Cuomo. During the press conference, she announced that the investigation concluded that the governor sexually harassed multiple women and violated state and federal laws. So, according to the NBC News, the investigation found that Cuomo has harassed 11 women who are current and former state employees. It was reportedly found that Cuomo and his team also retaliated against one of the former employees for coming forward about the harassment. So there you guys have a little bit of something that's going on right now. Of course, I can't go into too much detail or play much more of that particular video. But as we see right now, Cuomo's in a lot of trouble, y'all. Well, we've been knowing that. Let's be real. We've been knowing that Cuomo was going to be in a lot of trouble. But as we know right now, as New York Attorney General Letitia James just said, they have documents, audio files, photos, and they have the interviews from multiple women that were allegedly harassed by Governor Cuomo. 11 women have come forward, and now we have more information saying that not only just Cuomo himself, but Cuomo's team even actually tried to, I guess, bully, intimidate a young woman that was trying to come forward saying, hey, he sexually harassed me. We knew this was coming. But now we're seeing a whole lot of stuff. I mean, the jig is up. You see what I'm saying? So, David, T, I want to hear your thoughts on this. I know it's breaking news. This is breaking news, y'all.
Yeah, I was reading this morning, bits and pieces of it, but it's things aren't shocking. You know, wealthy men in power, especially in politics, those on top of the food chain, they always not all of them, but generally we've seen a history of these people taking advantage of other people who they have power and authority over. And it's really unfortunate that women can't go to work and do their job without having a boss or someone over you seeing explicit messaging and cross the line and harass you over a period of time. If someone shoots you down, it should be all right, done. But these men of power like Cuomo, it's probably been a pattern for years that they're gonna get their way eventually, or you can't have that promotion, or make your work life miserable. Things like that, they may blackmail you. So these women usually fall victim to men of power like this. But at first, they're probably attracted to their power, but after a while, you see these men, they're not as smooth as they black them to be, and harassment begins. And with technology and cell phones and video cameras and audio recorders, all this dirt that was done in the past can now be recorded and used against those people who are violating people's rights.
It's so wild that yeah, you're right. You ain't wrong. You said what you said. I mean, everything's attainable. Everything can be, picked back up and thrown back out. You know what I'm saying? It's so easy for someone to just, retrieve a deleted photo. You know what I'm saying? Because a photo really isn't, or video, it really isn't deleted. You can retrieve text messages. You can retrieve old stuff if you just if you really are that dedicated into trying to make it happen, you can do that. Piece of cake. And also, you got to remember, you are like just about Cuomo himself. You are in a position of power. Period. You are in a position of power. You don't think that some of these women are recording you when you're trying to say some sweet nothings to them, or, no, not sweet nothings, but straight up sexually harassing them? You don't think that they're not documenting this stuff? You really don't think so? You know how many other girls are out here and they're documenting other dudes all the time? Like other dudes all the time. Random ass dudes. They're doxing and documenting and holding on those things all day long. You think you are the exception to the rule? No. You got your ass, you got your ass caught. And rightfully so. David, thoughts?
Yeah, I'm not too surprised. I kind of expected this to come a few years ago, to be honest. I think it was largely just his popularity that kind of carried him through much longer than he would have otherwise. Because there have been, I don't know the exact time, but I think at least about 8 years, there have been women claiming that he's done this sort of thing to them, but he was still very popular then, and people still supported him across the board. So I do recall seeing in the news and the papers and all of that, that his target, or not his targets, his victims were being targeted and basically defamed early on by not just the New York news, but some other news sources as well as fellow Democrats. And that never stopped the accusations. Newer accusations kept coming out, not just of him being sexually harassing, but just misbehavior in general. And I'm ignoring his political corruption here. I'm just focusing on the issues he's had with women. Mm-hmm. There have been new claims over the past few years, not just of like I said, full scale harassment, but also with just the way he always hugs women or grabs them or whatever. Part of that is his culture, I guess, but obviously a lot of people don't feel okay with it. And it seems like he kept doing it to some people, as well as more than that. Let's not pretend that it just stopped at hugging and everything. He has sent out messages, and it does sound like he has groped women in the past. So I think basically what we're seeing is his popularity and his kind of political charisma is being used up, and he no longer has that to defend himself as well. And so people are starting to give more attention to his accusers. And I think, at least I hope that if they're telling the truth, I hope that this goes all the way through and he is convicted of what he did. Because, we talked about this a little bit in chat here, but Trump has some of the similar charges. He's facing some similar charges to what Cuomo is facing, but with Biden's Department of Justice defending him, he's simply not going to be facing any sort of consequences. He's already looking at running in 2024 again. But I do want to see, it is partially a political game, but I do want to see people face justice for the acts they commit against other people. And that includes Cuomo. And even if we can't get everyone that committed these kind of crimes, to face justice because people are protecting them, we need to constantly work to make sure that those who have perpetrated these crimes face justice. And we won't always win in trying to get those people to court or through a trial, but we do need to fight for the victims when we can. And I think this is one of those situations. I do want to hear more from them. I personally think they're telling the truth, but I would want to see more evidence as well. Proving sexual harassment or assault is almost always impossible in court, however. So it's one of these things that the evidence that we see will never, ever be conclusive enough for anyone to know for sure what happened there. But I still do want to see it. And I will admit my bias that I think they're telling the truth.
Yeah, I'm with you on that too. I think that here, if they're doing if the attorney general, if the New York attorney general is doing her due diligence and her team are doing their due diligence and they're investigating into this whole thing, which it seems like she's been extremely thorough. Her and her team have been extremely thorough with their investigation. Yeah, I don't think they fibbing. I don't think they capping. I don't think they're lying. I really do think that whatever they found is hard evidence, incriminating evidence. that's going to bury Cuomo. And I mean, as much as anybody else, it's like, oh, damn, and of course we're throwing it to to 45 as well. And the thing is I would love to see them, like I saw Kiki at 5 say something. I'd love to see them share a cell together. You know what I'm saying? That'd be fun and funny as hell. I think that what he did is wrong, on top of many other things that he did wrong, especially when it came to what we've been dealing with during the height of the panty. I think that was very messed up and wrong with what he did, fibbing, lying about those things, changing numbers, putting in patients in places that shouldn't have been in places that they were in. And that's another conversation in itself. And they haven't even begun to do anything on that part, at least that I know of. So this is just the first wave, I think. This is just the first cycle with him. I think there's going to be more things being thrown at him here very, very soon. But there are other people, I feel, that need to be held accountable for their actions as well. I just talked about one of them. And now he is being held accountable. Now Cuomo is being held accountable. And I'm hoping that this is just the start of seeing a bunch of big pillars starting to fall in a positive way. The other thing too, I'll say this too, when it comes to like how they treated Bill Cosby, etc. I'm like what T just said in a comment I saw that I thought was very interesting. I would love to see what would happen, how they would treat this case, if they're going to treat it the same way or not. T, real quick, let me throw it over to you. Let me hear your thoughts. We only have a little bit of time, and we got to jump off.
Yeah, no, I have put into the comments, and I wonder if they're going to go after him as hard as they went after Cosby. We should see the same exact energy, and I guess you can say attention to all the victims that claim to be harassed by him. They should go back as far as they can before he was even a governor, and see what was he doing illegally, sexually, without consent to these women. Because he's been divorced since 2005, I believe. So I guess he has 16 years of whatever he's doing out here. But if it's not consensual, then it's not okay. Mm-hmm. And he can't be using his power and prestige and authority or threats because his team is trying to force women to be quiet, as you stated before. Then none of that is okay. None of that. So that's harassment. That's threats. That's probably a long list of charges that can come up out of this once you dig out all the emails, the text messages, the voicemails, whatever they have on him. Let's see if they go at him as hard and as dedicated as they did Bill Cosby.
Yeah. I'm interested to see what's going to happen with that. You know what I'm saying? With this whole thing, now that they have finally done their due diligence, do the investigation, found out that there has been hard evidence of him being a very naughty boy. You know what I'm saying? I think Kiki of 5 just said nasty boy. That's an old song. Does anybody remember that song? Nasty boy.
Yeah.
No mean thing. All you nasty boys are going to get caught. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. You nasty boys are about to get caught. Cuomo's being a nasty, nasty mother lover, and he's getting exactly what he deserves, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen. Hopefully he doesn't have some ways of bobbing and weaving through this ish. I hope he gets exactly what he deserves. Period. Because that's exactly what should be coming to him. But anyway, we got to go. We got to get going. Unfortunately, guys, I said I was going to be on for only a little bit of time, and it's been a full straight up lie. Went an hour and 15 minutes longer than I was expected to go, but there's been a lot of breaking stories, a lot of things going on today. So I just wanted to say a big thank you to all y'all for being on with us today. I really do appreciate it. Unfortunately, I got to jump off here. I got things to do. I got some appointments to get to and everything. So I appreciate all y'all for being on. David T, thank you so much for being on. I really do appreciate it. You guys are amazing. You guys are rock stars.
Thank you.
Yes, sir, man.
Have a good one.
Yeah, man. And then, of course, I might be on tonight. I don't know yet. I'm still trying to figure that whole thing out right now, personally. But just be on the lookout for it. You know what I'm saying? If I do end up coming on, I will let you guys know in our conversation, in our Discord, and in our comments, in our community page. I also put out a survey on the community page, so if you haven't gone and done that yet, please go over there and click on that. I'm taking some of y'all's advice. You know what I mean? Shout out to Chucky D. I appreciate the criticism, and the critiques and all that stuff. So trying to apply a little bit more to the page as well. So go over there, check out that survey. Do me a favor, comment, and vote. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it, okay? But anyway, it is time to get going. I appreciate all y'all. Don't forget to hit that like button, all right? Hit that like button. Show some love to the show. And if you haven't done it yet, crush that subscribe button. It'd be really great to have you a part of the Pascal Show family. Anyway, it's time to get going. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. I'll see you guys in the next video. This is the Pascal Show. Bye. Nasty boys. Hey.
Homeowners and property managers, if you're looking for effective and humane ways to remove wild animals and deal with the damage that they have caused, we have good news for you. Introducing Wildlife Command Center, a professional nuisance wildlife management company specializing in providing animal removal for residential, industrial, and commercial clients. We are the only wildlife company that checks 70 different areas on a structure to determine the answers to the following questions. Exactly which animal are we dealing with? How is the animal getting inside the home? What kind of damage is the animal doing to the structure? Once we get the answers to all of these questions, we develop and write up an action plan to resolve the animal issue completely and provide a quote to implement that action plan. We perform a very in-depth 70-point wildlife inspection. From visually inspecting the highest point, the chimney, to physically crawling inside the attic space and looking for animals, chewed wires, fecal matter, chewed structural wood. We inspect everything. Our inspection process covers all of the following 70 points: animal-proof chimney cap, roof ridge vents, roof to soffit junctions, dormer fascia, attic gable vents, gutter lines, fascia trim, garage door, utility penetrations, water, gas, electric, and cable, bathroom vents, attic roof ridge vents, attic electrical, wiring, junctions, boxes, and lighting, concrete decks, additions, wooden crawl spaces, basement plumbing, penetrations, ceiling, floor, and wall. Wildlife Command Center's mission is to deliver the finest quality wildlife removal and pest control service that is safe for the environment. For more information, call us now.